Let's take a look at experiments and see what we got to know. Okay, so the first thing we have is just the basic scientific method, and we basically have this written out as far as the order in which it goes in. So there are sometimes like slight variances in the terms people use, but basically what you have is observation, right? You make some observation, you have a question, right, and then that you want to look at. You have a hypothesis, then you actually run the experiment, and then you either accept or reject the hypothesis. So the type of questions are usually just going to question the order, right? Is they'll have like four different answer choices with four different orders, and this is the one that you need to know, right? So it's like you could probably realistically just know it intuitively, but if there's any doubt in your mind, is really you just have to have this. I have to get my pen going. Feels like a blue pen day. Um, is you just have to have this memorized. Okay. So if you feel like you don't have it in the back of your mind, then you want to go ahead and memorize it. And also could easily see a question about a null hypothesis, right? So the technical definition we have here says no causal relationship between the parameter varied and the outcome, right? What you really want to be thinking is this part right here. No causal relationship, null hypothesis, right? You have a hypothesis, null hypothesis. Okay, and then down here where it has a bias, confounding variables, and reproducibility. So that's usually going to be a question about when evaluating an experiment, what things can make the experiment go wrong, right? And so those are the three that you want to know. Again, that's just another one really you just have to have memorized, right? Is those are going to be the answers, right? And then there's three answers here, and then there'll be one other, and it would be like which of the following would not make an experiment have an issue, right? And so whichever one, whatever the fourth answer was, would probably be the one that's not. But these three are the big three that you definitely need to be familiar with. Okay, give me a second to erase. We're not quite done with this one, and do a quick deleting. And okay, independent and dependent variable. We'd like to go over that as well. So now this is not the only video that talks about independent and dependent variable. It shows up in a few different sections on the test, which should be a sign that there's probably gonna be a question on it, maybe more than one. Okay, so as far as our basic definitions, independent variable is what the experimenter changes, while the dependent variable is the result of those changes. Okay, and that in and of itself will not be the question, right? Is for sure is any questions you get about independent and dependent variable will be some sort of an example, and they'll say name the independent variable or name the dependent variable or both. So here's a quick one. Add weight to airplane to see if weight makes plane go faster. Okay. So then IV is independent variable. I'll give you a second to think about it. DV is dependent variable. Okay, so independent variable. What is it that the experimenter is going to change? Right? Should hopefully be pretty obvious that it's going to be the weight, right? Because it says right there, add weight, just said to airplane to see if it makes it go faster. So the weight is the independent variable that the experimenter is going to change. What is the dependent variable, right? What is the result that we're looking at? It's going to be speed, right? Did it go faster or did it not? That's going to be the dependent variable. So we need to be very familiar with being able to recognize independent variable, dependent variable. I would expect at least one question, if not more like two or even three questions that show up on independent and dependent variable, and being able to go through examples just like this.